All right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. As always, let's start by sitting down, finding a comfortable seat. Welcome back to Sunrise Sadhana. Today, the theme is taming the mind and opening the hips. We are on this year-long path to peace, the untamed mind, suffering, discipline, and genuine happiness. I'll read from the book, The Path to Peace, Teachings of the Buddha by Venerable Wu Ling, a Vietnamese Mahayana Buddhist monk. Suffering arises from our own untamed minds. To find genuine happiness, discipline the mind and eliminate its negative states. This is one of the most radical teachings in the Buddhist tradition, and one of the most easily misunderstood. It doesn't say that suffering comes from bad circumstances, from difficult people, or the cold snap that returned after one warm day like it did here in Chicago. It says suffering arises from our own untamed minds. The circumstances are just circumstances. The mind is the one that decides what they mean, how long to hold them, and how much pain to build around those circumstances. The hips are where the untamed mind lives. A lot of the time. Not metaphorically, but somatically. The psoas, which runs from the lumbar spine through the pelvis into the inner thigh, is the body's primary fight or flight muscle. Every time the mind reacts with fear, with anger, craving, aversion, you name it, the psoas contracts. When the mind is chronically untamed, the psoas is chronically contracted. The hips close, the pelvis tilts, and the low back loads. The body becomes the record of every thought the mind refuses to examine. So let's discipline the mind today, in the Buddhist sense. I'm not forcing it into submission. None of that. But we really want to, every time we are in a pose that is difficult, to just sit with that difficulty, like in a hip opener, for example. We're training the mind to be present with the discomfort without running away. Every time we just use the breath to return. When the mind wanders, just bring it back. And the hips open when the mind is willing to stay. Genuine happiness, not pleasure, not distraction, but the real thing becomes possible when the mind is no longer running its own untamed patterns in every direction. So, today we discipline the mind through the hips. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Deeply into the nose. Hold at the top. Exhale through the nose. Not going anywhere yet. We're just arriving here in our body. Inhale into the nose. Long, full, belly first. Then into the chest. Hold at the top. Exhale completely through the nose, even more slowly than you inhaled. Only let a little bit of air out at a time. Notice the quality of the mind right now. Again, inhale. On this exhale, we'll let one thing go. Hold at the top. Exhale whatever the mind grabbed onto on the way to the mat this morning. Just one thing. Last of our ritual 3 breaths deeply in from the root to the belly, the chest and the heart, the throat, third eye, all the way to the heavens. Hold and feel the connection. And exhale from the crown all the way down. Third eye, throat, chest and heart, solar plexus, root, into the earth. And now notice the quality of your mind. The difference with just 3 breaths. We will say a mantra. In the yogic tradition, it's especially in Kundalini, it's important to bow to the creative wisdom, the divine teacher within, and we tune into this golden chain of ascended masters. Every teacher who disciplined their own mind so they could show others how. 3 times, once for ourselves, once for each other, and once for the teaching itself. Inhale into the nose. Let the vibration settle into the hips. Hum. Namo. Hum. Deep breath in. Feel the resonance of the vibration settle into the hips. We'll open the hips before sun salutations with a focused warm up so the body is ready for depth. Move slowly. The hips don't open under force, so remember to be patient. Send loving awareness to the hips. Let's begin on the back. Hug both your knees into your chest. Begin rocking gently side to side, massaging the sacrum, releasing the low back, decompressing before we open. The Sanskrit name is Apanasana, the pose of downward moving energy. Apana governs the release, elimination, letting go. So before we open the hips, we first release what's already there. Pull the knees into the chest and hip circles in the opposite direction. Got this new fancy schmancy mic, so hopefully I sound better? One to two full minutes of that. Connect the breath to the movement here. And really energetically feel into the hips as well. There are many layers of being a physical body and our energetic body. So feel into both the physical sensations and also the energetic ones. And connect the breath to the movement. Maybe switch back into the opposite direction. Maybe make big circles or small circles, whatever feels good. Maybe try out the difference in the circle sizes. And as always, your inner teacher is your true guide. Tune into that voice and trust it. You have great intuition, and your intuition will be your greatest teacher. I can only help facilitate your connection to that. I don't claim to be a guru, but I do claim to have some knowledge of yoga that I'm happy to share. Supine figure 4. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Flex the right foot. Either stay here or draw the left knee in and thread your hand through to hold behind the leg, either here or in the shin. This is a great posture for foundational hip external rotation. The piriformis, glute medius, outer hip are all being addressed here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Few deep breaths. Allow your breath to invite you deeper into postures today. Into the belly, into the chest. Exhale. Let go. Switch. Left ankle over right knee. Thread the needle if you please. Inhale into the belly, into the chest. Long, deep, full breaths. Feel the stretch in the piriformis on the left side. You can also do some ankle rolls if that feels good for you. Continue breathing. Relax on the exhales. Energetically melt into the floor. Maybe or ankle rolls back the other way. Connect your breath to the movement. And notice what the mind does in this shape. Have you started to problem solve or plan? Judging the tightness, maybe? That's the untamed mind. Your job right now is to just notice that. And the noticing is the discipline. Let's find a low lunge. Step the left leg forward, right leg back. Hips forward. Back knee right under the right hip, front knee right over the left ankle. Inhale the hands up overhead. Scoop the tailbone underneath and feel the stretch along the hip flexors in the front of the right hip. Anjaneyasana. Inhale to lengthen in the spine, pull up and down at the same time. Root down and rise up. And then exhale to slowly deepen into this posture, but don't lose that scoop in the tailbone. That's a posterior pelvic tilt. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale, deepen. Exhale, hands to the mat. And switch the legs. Step the right foot forward. Back knee under left hip. Sink into this front hip. And feel the stretch along the left front hip. Allow your breath to guide you more deeply. You're oiling the hip socket, softening the psoas. Inhale the hands up overhead and creating permission for the pelvis to release its hold. Anjaneyasana is named for Hanuman's mother. This is the pose of devotion. Inhale deeply, reach up, exhale into the hip. Pose of devotion, pose of service, of choosing to show up regardless of the conditions. Discipline of the hips stays here. Stay when the mind says you've had enough. Continue breathing. Let the hip back, hip flexor lengthen. Feel the psoas asking to release. Final deep breath in here. And slowly, in a yin-like way, begin to move out of that posture. Lizard pose. Switch legs once more. Left foot forward. Step the right foot or the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Both hands are inside the foot. Hips sink toward the mat. Uttanapishtasana, lizard. One of the deepest hip flexor openers in this practice. You might start to feel the inner groin, the psoas, the hip rotators, all engaging simultaneously. I would call that the goal. The untamed mind will tell you to come out early. Breathe into that. It'll generate commentary. Too much, not enough, what's for breakfast, la-di-da. Notice every thought as it arises. Don't fight it, but just follow and just see it. That seeing is just the witnessing. That disciplined witnessing is what the Buddha is pointing to in this practice. Deeply inhale, exhale into those psoas muscles, hip flexors. Option to lower the forearms to the mat or a block. Let gravity do the work here. Really sink into the hip. Melt over it. Final deep breath in. Send all your breath to wherever you're feeling tension. And press the earth away. Slowly move in transition. Just as much mindfulness in the transition as in the posture. Switch legs. Both hands inside the foot. Hips sink towards the mat. Allow gravity to do the work. You may feel that inner groin, psoas, hip flexors, SI joint. Deeply in to the belly, into the chest, the throat. Hold. Slowly exhale the breath, the prana, the life force. You can come to forearms if that feels good in your body. Doesn't really feel great in mine today. And just breathe. Notice the thoughts. Allow them to pass by. Continue breathing. When you're ready, slowly move out of this posture. We'll find child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touching, forehead to the mat, arms extend. Rest here. The hips have been working a lot already. Inhale to reach forward, exhale to lower down, hips closer towards heels. If you need, you can put a block in between your thighs and calves. Now just be with controlled breath. Forehead heavy, hips sinking back and down. Full breath into the back body, deeply in. Letting go. Deeply in to the nose, into the back. Exhale, let it go. Melt into the floor. Final breath here. Deeply in to the belly, into the chest. Hold, reach. Exhale, melt. cat-cows. Hands and knees come to tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. 6 rounds. Inhale, drop the belly. Gaze up. Exhale, press the earth away around the spine. Press into the 5 finger pads, really into the thumb and index finger a lot. Press the earth away. Navel to spine. Inhale, cow. Tailbone leads the wave. Exhale, 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Gaze up. Press the earth away. Exhale, cat. Then begin to circle the hips. Small or large circles. Oiling the hip joints. Last grounded prep before sun salutations. Let the pelvis find its full range of motion. Connect the breath to movement. Exhale. Back the other way. The hip flexors attach directly to the lumbar spine. So when they open, the spine decompresses. And when the spine decompresses, the nervous system calms down. And when the nervous system calms down, the mind, the untamed mind on its own, begins to settle. The body is just this doorway that we walk through to get to stillness. Make our way to Surya Namaskar, 3 sun salutations. A greeting to the light on a morning when it's 31 degrees here in Chicago. This practice is greeting the light even when you cannot see it. So move slowly, give every transition the time it needs. Forward fold becomes a hip release. Downward dog becomes a hip and hamstring opening. The body is the subject of this practice, so treat it accordingly. Like I said, we'll do 3 rounds. Let's see how this looks. Should be good. Inhale the hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Crown hangs heavy. Bend the knees a lot. Chest to thigh compression. Inhale through a halfway lift. Press into the thighs, thighs into hands. Hover over the ball mounts of the feet. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Step the right foot back. Hands up overhead. Shift the right hip forward. Feel that stretch in the hip flexor once again. Exhale the hands to the mat. Palakasana plank pose. Press the earth away. Energetically pull the heels towards the back of the mat. Turn the calves on. Internally rotate the thighs, kind of squeezing the thighs together. Squeeze the glutes together. Inhale, exhale. Shift forward and lower down. Ashtanga pranam. Knees, chest, and chin. Inhale through upward facing dog, little to no weight in the hands. Exhale back, lead with the coccyx or the tip of the tailbone. Slowly, as if you're moving through honey. Inhale the hips high. Inhale the heels high. Bend into the knees. Press the earth away with the hands. Inhale deeply into the belly, into the chest, and exhale the heels down towards the mat. Maybe you might pedal your dog. Shift the heels to the left or to the right. Maybe find some intuitive hip circles. Breathe here, connect the breath to the movement. Inhale 10 tiny. Well, actually, inhale your right foot forward. Anjaneyasana. Inhale the hip or the hands up. Exhale into the hip. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step the left foot up. Inhale. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Press into thighs, thighs into hands. Exhale. Crown hangs heavy, forward fold. Inhale from the feet to the root. Rise one vertebrae at a time. Hands all the way up. Urdhva Astasana. Exhale. Hands to heart center. Gratitude for yourself in this moment. This round is for the mind. Watch the mind. It'll wander in transitions. It will judge in the plank, anticipate the downward dog, project into what comes next. Every time you notice it, that noticing is the discipline. Come back to the breath, come back to the movement. One breath and one motion. Inhale the hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Lead with the chin. Chin towards the ground first, into the hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Step the right foot back, Anjaneyasana. Scoop the tailbone underneath, hands up. Reach up towards the sky and down towards the ground at the same time. Exhale, hands down. Step back, plank, Palagasana. Press the earth away. Heels back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale into the belly. Into the chest. Press the earth away. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway down. Flip the toes. Inhale to upward facing dog. Lift the knees. Exhale. Back into downward facing dog. Pedal out the dog. Hips high, heels high. Inhale. And then exhale. Make sure to look at the navel. Inhale the right foot forward. Slowly. See if you can get your heel down first. Inhale. Arms up overhead. Shift the right hip back in line with the left. Exhale into the hip stretch and the hands down to the mat. Launch onto your left foot. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale through a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Urdhva Astasana, upward facing salute. Look at the space in between your hands as they come together. That is the seed. Plant that seed of gratitude in your heart for the body and the mind. Breathe here. One final round for the practice itself. We'll dedicate this round to every person who chose discipline over reaction today, including you, who got out of bed at sunrise. That is not nothing. That is the path. Tadasana Mountain Pose. Stand for a moment. Notice quality of thoughts. Hips are warming. Mind is more present than when you arrived. Inhale the hands up overhead. Gracefully dive down like an eagle trying to catch a fish. Inhale through, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step back. Inhale the hands up overhead. Shift the right hip forward. Reach up and down. Exhale. Hands to mat. Step back. Palagasana plank pose. Strong body, strong mind. Inhale halfway. Lower. Pause here and linger. Inhale. Upward facing. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feel the stretch in the calves. When you lower your heels down, feel the stretch along the whole back line of the body. Inhale the right foot in between the hands. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, forward fold. Crown hangs heavy. Inhale. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Press into thighs, thighs of the hands. Squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands all the way up. Gaze up at the seed of gratitude. Plant that seed. Gratitude for yourself, for all beings who chose to practice and say hello to the sun this morning. Now we go a little bit deeper. Mind is more present. Start with Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana. 2 wide stance, front knee over ankle, arms parallel to the earth. Front knee bends toward 90, arms extend, right foot or left foot forward, right foot back. Gaze over the front hand. Breathe in, breathe out. Warrior is the pose of the disciplined mind. Body split, facing 2 directions simultaneously, and yet the gaze is steady. The front hip is working. Point that left knee towards the top left corner of the mat. Feel into all 4 corners of the feet. Press into the big toe and also the pinky. Also into the heel, turn the inner thigh on. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Pull the right hip back in space as you pull the left knee towards the top left edge of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, 1 inch deeper. Notice the quality of the thoughts. Back leg is strong. Mind might scatter. Instead, focus on the point just above your middle finger nail. Inhale. Exhale, 1 inch deeper. 3, 2, 1. And switch. Right foot points towards the back of the mat. Press into the 4 corners of the feet on both sides. Point your right heel towards the arch or the heel of your back foot. Point the knee towards the top right corner while grounding into the big toe. Inhale the arms up. Gaze over the fingernail of the middle finger. Shift that left hip back to be in alignment. Hips should be facing directly perpendicular to the long side edge of the mat. Ground into the left big toe as well as the right big toe, while energetically pulling your right heel towards the left foot and the left foot towards the right heel. Turns on the inner thighs on both sides. Deeply in through the nose. Linger. Commit 1 inch deeper into this Virabhadrasana warrior lunge. Inhale. Exhale. The thighs might want to give in, but don't let them. This is Aries. Fire channeled. Not into reaction, but into held in tension. 3 deep breaths. When you're ready, turn the right foot towards the left side edge mat as well, and then exhale. Wide-legged forward fold. Shift into the ball mounts. Feel the stretch along the inner thigh. Feel free to find intuitive movement and follow your inner guide. A few breaths here. Back to warrior 2 with the left foot forward. Inhale. Exhale into triangle trikonasana. Straighten the front leg. Hand to shin or the block or the floor. Top arm raises 6 and 12. Pull the right hip back. Hinge from the hips. Triangle is the shape of balance. The body opens into 3 planes simultaneously. Length, width, and rotation. The hips are deeply engaged here. Inhale, lift just 1 inch higher towards the sky. Press into shin, shin into hand. Twist the chest open. Ground into the right big toe. Feel the right hip turn on. Feel the right glute turn on. Last deep breath here. And switch. Straighten the right leg. Tick-tock arms to 6 and 12. Inhale the right, or the left hand high. Reach out of the left hip. Twist open. Press into hand into shin, shin into hand to twist open. Ground into the left big toe and the right big toe. Deeply in. Let go. Notice the quality of the thoughts. And on the next inhale, slowly exit the posture. And we will find half pigeon. Let's find our way to a downward facing dog. Deep breath here. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, right knee to the outside of the right wrist. Parallel the shin towards the top edge of the mat. Inhale. Press the earth away. Look behind you to straighten the leg. Look behind you the other way to flatten the hip. And exhale to sleep your pigeon if that feels good, to forearms or all the way chest to the mat. Maybe chest or forehead to hands. Maybe you might place a block underneath the hip. Just breathe. Inhale in through the nose. Utilize the asana to get into the body. And out of the mind. Feel into the hip. Notice. Where there's tension, redistribute tension by sending breath to the hip. Buddy Neil of mine is teaching me about tensegrity and the importance of tension in the body and the importance of evenly distributed tension. We're not necessarily getting rid of tension, but rather just redistributing it so it is. There's proper tension in the hip here. Balanced amount of tension. Three breaths. Deeply in, deeply out. Fully in. Exhale into the hip. Final breath. Slowly, mindfully press your way up to downward facing dog. Right leg high. You might flip the dog into wild thing. You might just come to left knee and press forward and back from the ball mount of the right foot. Step the left foot back. Press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Inhale. That left knee to the outer edge. Parallel the front shin. Exhale. Look behind you from the left. Look behind you from the right. Straighten the leg. Inhale. Look up. Exhale. Lower down. Sleep the pigeon if it feels good for you. And exhale your third eye to the mat. And breathe. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Let something go. Inhale into the hip. Exhale, sink into the hip. Final deep breath here. Press the earth away. Inhale the left leg high. Maybe you might flip the dog. Wild thing. Maybe you might just press back and forth from the ball mount. Shifting forward, shifting back. Strong left leg. Pump blood back into the hip. Were you able to stay with the sensation? When the mind generates every possible exit strategy, it complains, it negotiates, it catastrophizes. I'd say the practice is not to stop those thoughts, but just to stay anyway. Find your way to a seat, and let's just meditate in that. Notice your mind's tendencies, your body's practice today. Let's find Paschimottanasana. Ardha Paschimottanasana on the left side. Kick the left leg out. Inhale, hands high, spine long, fold over. You can bend into the knee if that feels better for you. Feels pretty good for me, so I'll do that. Hands to thigh, maybe to shin, maybe to the foot. Forehead drops. Feel the stretch in the hamstring along the back line. After the asymmetry of Pigeon, we continue to deepen our stretch in the lower body. Utilize the breath to guide you more deeply. Feel into the hamstring. Exhale. Fold just a little more into the stretch. Pull the toes back towards the face to turn on the calf. Inhale the hands high, slowly. Mindfully in the transition, move right toes out, kick with the heel, toes back towards the face. Inhale, hands up, exhale. Twist toward chest, toward the big toe. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold just slightly more. Notice where your thoughts go. Just be with them. Soften the edges. Reveal what's underneath. Last 3 breaths here. Deepest breath you've taken all day. Inhale into the belly, into the chest. Exhale, let something go. Maybe pursed lips, horse breath. Inhale, back to seated. Soles of the feet come together. Supine Konasana. Let the knees fall open like butterfly wings. Hold the feet in the ankles. Tall spine. Breath full. Exhale, use the core to lay back. Bound ankle, Supine Konasana. Left hand on heart, right hand on belly. Deeply in. Letting go. The Buddha once said, true followers of all religions are led to the same universal truth. Rest here. The inner groin and the abductors are opening. This is where we store some of the oldest held emotion. Deepest, most defended territory in the pelvis. So dissolve into stillness. Here, breathe into the inner groin, into the outer hip. Inhale both knees into the chest. Rock from side to side. Kick the left leg long. Bump the hips over to the right. Inhale. Bring that right knee in, compression. Exhale, fold. Right knee over towards the left, supine twist. You can bend into the left knee as well, or keep it long. Exhale. Keep the shoulder grounded, especially the right shoulder. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, gaze right. 3 deep breaths. Inhale the knees back into the chest. Plant the right foot. Plant the left foot. Knees into the chest. Exhale, right leg long. Inhale, left knee into left armpit. Exhale, bump the hips. Glide right. Left knee grounds. Right knee bends maybe. Inhale. Exhale, gaze left. Keep the shoulders grounded. Deep breaths here. 3. Into the belly. Into the chest. Fill up. Linger. Release. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Let go. Inhale to melt just a little bit more into this ancient posture. Inhale, Apanasana, knees into the chest. Compression once more. Squeeze out any remaining negative energy. Maybe you might find a happy baby. Grab the outer edges of the feet. Kick one leg and then into the other. Rocks from side to side. Maybe you bring a smile and a playful baby personality to your being for the moment. Anahatasana. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Tiny ball. Grip the fists. Squeeze all the last bits of negative energy out of the body. Squeeze tighter. Squeeze tighter. Fists, brow, grit your teeth. Everything squeezes. And finally, rest in Shavasana. We'll be here for about 3 to 5 minutes. Enjoy that integration. Just rest. No need to manipulate or control the breath. Just allow it to return to normal. Inhale into the nose. Rest on the exhale. Relax your head. Relax the throat. Relax the heart. Relax your shoulders. Relax your elbows. Relax your thumbs. Relax your forefinger. Relax your middle finger. Relax your ring finger. Relax your pinky. Relax your right hip. Relax your left hip. Relax your left knee. Relax your right knee. Relax your right foot. Relax your left foot. Relax your left pinky toe. Your right pinky toe. Your left ring toe. Your right ring toe. Relax the left middle toe. Relax the right middle toe. Relax the index toe. I don't think that's a thing, but relax the right index toe. Relax your left big toe. Relax the right big toe. Melt into the mat. Relax the whole body. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Give yourself a nice temple massage. Clockwise circles. Really feel the love you're giving to yourself, and also receive. Feel your temples with your fingers, and feel your fingers with your temples. Feel that you are sending love to yourself. Feel that you are receiving love from yourself. Maybe place your hands over your eyes. Recharge the senses. Inhale to the right side. Fetal position. Pose of rebirth. Imagine your heart connected to mine. Imagine golden glowing energy traveling through a string of light from your heart to mine on the exhale. And as you inhale and I exhale, watch the light string light up like a wave as golden glowing energy moves from my heart to yours. Inhale in that energy. Feel it enter your body, in through your heart. And feel the energy build in strength and stature. Be engulfed in a flame of energy. And now inhale that same energy from the earth, Pachamama. Be devoured by this light. Feel the strength that it brings you, the vitality. It is always available. Inhale your way up to a seat. We're just going to keep going, I think. Kundalini yoga, basic spinal energy. Come to an easy seat. The hips are open now. Now we move the energy that was released up the spine, through the whole chakra system toward the crown. Spinal plexus. Easy seat. Hands grip the shins or the ankles. Inhale, spine forward, chest lifts. Exhale, spine rounds. Inhale, exhale, cat back. Inhale, cow back. Exhale, round the spine. Find a rhythm. Say Sat Nam. Sat on the inhale, Nam on the exhale. Ready, begin. 1 minute. One rhythm, one breath, one motion. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold the root lock. Pull navel to spine. Inhale the hands up overhead. Point the fingers, hug the ears with the arms. And when you can't hold the breath any longer, slowly lower the hands as if you are gliding, flying through the air. Slower than that, exhale the hands to the mat. Feel the earth's energy. Inhale it in through the root. Place hands in Gyan Mudra. Rest the tops of the hands on the knees. Rest here. Twenty more seconds. Come to Vajrasana, sitting on heels, hands on thighs. Same flex upper spine, this time more thoracic middle spine, really. Same motion. The heart center comes forward on the inhale, thoracic spine back on the exhale. Ready, set, begin. Let the chest stay open. Open that same space you just created in your hips, but in the spine. Five, four, three, two, one. Hands up. Lock the root. Uddiyana Bandha. Jalandhara Bandha. Reach, squeeze, and lift. And when you can't hold any longer, exhale. Slowly lower down and feel the hum of aliveness. Travel up the spine. Into the third eye. Spinal twist. You can do this from seated, kneeling, or standing. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. 26. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the elbow tips up or the hands point towards the sky. Pull on the root lock. Navel to spine. Hug the ears. Inhale and hold until you can't hold any longer. And then exhale the hands down to the mat. Gyan Mudra. Stillness and silence. bringing out what might have surfaced after opening the hips. Old emotion, old holding, old patterns of the untamed mind. Not destroyed, just processed. That's the difference. Bear grip. Heart center. Fingers locked at heart level. Inhale. Right elbow tip. Exhale. Left elbow tip to the sky. 26. Ready, set. The elbow seesaw. The heart center opens. Anahata. Happiness that Buddha describes as not emotional pleasure. It is this. The open chest, the spacious heart, the mind no longer running its patterns, but still. Bear grip holds that open. 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull the lock. Inhale the arms up high. Point. Jalandhara. Exhale. Slower than that. To the earth. Feel Pachamama. Feel the hum of aliveness. Gyan Mudra. Silence and stillness. Upper spinal flex, straight arms, easy seat, hands on knees, elbows straight, elbows locked, upper spine flexes. This targets the upper thoracic and cervical spine. The bridge between open hips and the clear mind. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale round, flex, Inhale forward, exhale round. Discipline in the body, discipline in the mind. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Inhale the hands up. Pull the root lock. Squeeze the ears. Suspend the breath. Press navel to spine. Chin to chest. Gaze at the third eye center. And exhale. Slow. Gyan Mudra. Silence and stillness. Shoulder shrugs. Shrug up. Inhale. Drop. Exhale. Release the weight of the untamed mind from the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Every thought that you've been carrying since you woke up, every responsibility that attached to your body the moment you became conscious, up, down, up, down, up and drop. You're allowed to put it down. On each exhale, Release. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Shake it out. Find stillness. Neck rolls. Right ear to right shoulder. Chin down. Inhale up. Exhale, chin to chest and round. Left ear to left shoulder. Inhale. Slow the breath down. Slow the movement down. See how profound you can make this movement. And back the other direction. Slowly. Suave it out. Smooth it out. Feel the hum of aliveness travel into the neck. Fair grip throat level. Pull on the lock. Pull on the root. Press navel to spine. Pull up and in. Gaze the third eye center. Inhale. Pull on the lock. Pull on the grip. Exhale. Pull the lock. Pull the grip. Inhale. Up overhead. Pull on the lock. Pull on the grip. Exhale. Pull the lock and the grip. Up and in. Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale. Pull on the lock. Pull on the grip. Gaze the third eye. Inhale at throat level. Pull the lock. Pull the grip. Exhale. Pull the lock. Pull the grip. Inhale up overhead. Pull, lock, and lift. Exhale. Pull, lock, and lift. Inhale. At heart center, pull, lock, and lift. Exhale. Pull, lock, and lift. Finally, Sat Kriya. Sitting on the heels, you can put a block in between if it's uncomfortable, or a pillow. You can also do this in easy seat. Arms overhead, index fingers up, palms pressed together, cross the thumbs, right thumb over the left, or for women, left thumb over right. Navel contracts up and in. On Sat, Nam, navel releases. 3 minutes. Ready, go. Sat, Nam, 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 Sat, Nam 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 Sat. Truth is my identity, or my true nature is truth. Sat, Nam Sat, Nam, not the untamed mind. Sat, Nam, not the reactive pattern. Sat, Nam, not the emotion. Sat, Nam, that arose in Pigeon, but rather the witness underneath it all. Sat, Nam, that is Sat. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. Re-engage. Point the fingers up higher. Hug the ears with the shoulders or the upper arms. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. Stay with it. Sat, Nam. Let the body do the work. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. 3 minutes of this is a complete reset of the nervous system. Sat, Nam, 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 Sat, Nam. 30 more seconds. Sat, Nam, Sat. Re-engage. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. The hips open the container. Sat, Nam. The Kriya fills it. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. Root lock all the way up from the spine. Inhale, reach high, squeeze, root lock, squeeze Uddiyana Bandha, navel to spine. Reach up, look at the fingertips, and exhale slowly, even slower than that, even more slowly. Slow it down even more. Make your way to seated or Shavasana. Let's go to Shavasana. The prana is circulating, so give it time to redistribute. Lie down completely, arms at the sides, palms facing up. Everything in your body relaxes. You can stay in Shavasana, or when you're ready, find your way to seated for a final meditation. Spine tall, eyes closed, hands open on thighs, palms up. Sit in the peace that you've created throughout the practice. Buddha said suffering arises from the untamed mind. He also implied its mirror. Genuine happiness arises from the disciplined mind. Genuine happiness arises from the disciplined mind. It's not a forced happiness. It's not a performed happiness. True happiness comes when the mind stops fighting. True happiness comes when the mind stops fighting what is truth and learns through practice, through the body, through the breath, to simply be here now. Wonderful job practicing that this morning. Let's stay with that for one more minute. Slowly begin to deepen the breath. Feel the sitting bones beneath you. Feel your open hips, your flexible spine. Feel from the sacrum, the root, all the way to the crown. And let us, if it feels right for you, rub your hands together. Place your hands in Anjali Mudra, prayer hands, only if it feels good at your heart. And I invite you to join me in a closing prayer. Universe, please put us in the places you want us to be, with the people you want us to be with, doing the things you want us to do. Thank you for the joys and the challenges of our lives. May we continue to root down into our life's true purpose and rise to live a life full of happiness, full of freedom. Deeply inhale. Exhale, let that land. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free. And may my every thought, may my every word, may my every action in some way contribute to that happiness and to that freedom for all of creation. Sa Nam. Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you very much, familia. Hope your mind feels more tame. Hope your hips feel a little more open. This is the path to peace. Not dramatic transformation, just 1 degree of change, one morning at a time. Root down, rise up, and I'll see you tomorrow bright and early.